Hello everybody, and welcome to the inside of the Mitsubishi Shogun Sport. I'm in here today because what I'm doing is having a look. It's got a bit of a lack of power. When I looked online, there wasn't really much to go on when it comes to the 3-litre V6 Shogun engines. They don't seem to suffer with a lot of down on power for the older engines. So I decided to have a quick look under the bonnet, and I have actually found that the throttle pedal cable, the cable between the throttle pedal and the throttle body, feels like it's got quite a bit of slack in it, quite a bit loose. So I'm wondering if my lack of power is actually the fact that there's that bit of slack in the pedal. So I've never actually been able to get it to full throttle from what I can see. So in this video I'm going to show you how to adjust the throttle cable on one of these. Incredibly simple, and it's definitely worth a look if you are suffering from the same problem I had, which is lack of power, no engine management light and no other symptoms. There's a lot of slack in that cable, so adjust this one out. Hopefully that'll get rid of my loss of power. There we are. Yeah, it's a 12mm. To be honest, I usually grab a couple of different ones of these just to be on the safe side, because you never know, especially with the Jap stuff. I bought a 13, but to be honest I didn't think it would be a 13. Japanese cars very rarely use it. A lot of the Japanese believe that 13 is an unlucky number. But yeah, so I've loosened off this lock nut. What I'm going to do is loosen this one off that way so this can be pulled back to get rid of the slack in the throttle cable, because I've noticed a lack of power in the truck, but there's no real warning lights on, not much else. Get the occasional smell of fuel, but that's another fault for another day. So make it so that's nice and, don't want to be too tight, you don't want to be pulling that, but you want it so that when you put your foot on the throttle, you want that nice and tight, so when you put as soon as you put your foot on the throttle, it starts moving that one really. So what I've done is I've adjusted it up to where it's a bit tighter, because I'm honestly thinking that the throttle isn't opening this up to the stop inside the truck. So not much play in it, so I think that will do for now. It's going to make it a hell of a lot better. Lock this one up. Be careful not to twist this too much. It doesn't need locking up a great deal, but just enough. Okay, it goes back to the stop as well afterwards. You can see the stop underneath, so what you should do is, if you've got another person, get somebody inside then to put their foot on the throttle and see how it feels. Just put the accelerator pedal down if you don't mind, all the way to the floor. Perfect. Yeah, that is to the stop now as well. Brilliant. Okay, you can let it go now. And that one. Yeah, perfect. Hopefully that means the truck will have a bit more oomph behind it. Hopefully I've restored a couple of the ponies under the bonnet that have gone walking. On a normal vehicle, if it starts and runs okay, you want to check and make sure it's not idling too high or cutting out. I mean, in this instance I've adjusted the cable up, so it's definitely not going to be cutting out. But this truck, when you fire it up when she's cold, she will run at about, I don't know, she runs somewhere up near 1800 RPM until she's warmed up a tiny bit because of the automatic choke. So to be honest, it's going to seem like it's idling high to start with anyway, so I'm not too worried about that. So the first thing I'm going to do is chuck that back on. And then I'm going to take it for a run first to see if this has cured the lack of power first. One interesting thing on these Mitsubishis as well, which I didn't realise until today, but looking at it, there's nothing to this to bolt to, but that one is a fake screw, a fake bolt, and that one is there as well because there's nothing to actually bolt to. So the 10mm socket is supposed to fit over there, won't, which is a sign that they're fake. But like I say, on this V6, those two are fake. The other 4 bolts are real, which is what holds this cover on then. But as you can see, I can put my hand underneath it. There's nothing to bolt that to. Right, excuse the terrible state of the windscreen out there. Just going to take this thing for a quick spin up and down the road just to see if the throttle response is any better with the cable tightened up. I'm hoping so, to be honest. I tell you what, it already feels better just by touching the accelerator a little bit. Oh yes, that's much better. The throttle response and everything on this truck seems to be 10 times better. I will say the throttle response and everything on this, it just seems to be so much more crisp since I've adjusted that cable up. I'm hoping that has sort of remedied the lack of power, but if it hasn't, I'll do a follow-up video because I'm suspecting if it isn't this, then it could possibly be the EGR valve sticking open, which means it could be bogging down and sucking in too much exhaust gas and not enough clean air. And what I will do then is possibly blank that off just to have a go, just to see if that might cure this fault. So guys, if you liked this video and it helped you out, then let us know by firing us a like and a subscribe underneath. It's always good to know, and let me know what you think in the comments as well. If you've got any other sort of queries or questions about your Mitsubishi Shogun or Shogun Sport with the 3-litre 24 valve V6 in it, or even the diesel one, give me a shout. It's always worth an ask. Sharing's caring online, especially when it comes to cars and with all the different random faults we get these days. So yeah, let me know what you think, and hopefully it helps some of you out. I'll catch you in the next video, so until next time guys.